the subject line and the reply to header and all those things, right? So if it does not find anything, then it will try to find a new inbound email action and try to process it. See, as I told you initially also, if you don't understand 100% of this also, then it is fine. Because if you see a use case scenario, one or two use case scenario, you'll understand how it is working.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's go on to these things are not very important. Let's go on to the different watermarks that are there. Okay. These are the different watermarks. Like I showed you, there will be a reference message over there. So also I recognize this watermark. So similarly, there will be reference messages in each and every email that you reply to. This one it says that it does not recognize this one, but these three it will recognize. So watermark will be there only in those email which has been triggered by Servicenow, and you are replying to that system. You replying to that email, or you are forwarding that email. So if it is a new email, then it says that all these steps will be skipped off, and it will not find a watermark, and it will go on to process a new inbound email action. Because if you are creating a new email altogether, it will not have any watermark because it does not have any relation to the system, right?
Yeah.
So this is about inbound email action. We will see the examples of everything at the end. Okay, let's first cover the topics, the theory part. Now let's go. Do you have any questions in the email notification inbound email actions, or else we'll go ahead?
Yeah, I have questions in inbound actually.
Do you want me to go to inbound?
First we'll go into email properties, then I have question in email properties actually.
Yep.
If you drag down, yeah, here you can see that inbound mail configuration, identify mail as a reply by these subject prefixes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here only we are giving all the prefixes. So what will be the use of writing a script?
See, here you are giving the prefixes. See, the system, the script that you are writing or the conditions that you are writing will take values from somewhere to identify, right? See, what happens in the system and why you write properties in the system is basically, suppose if you write in the script over there, if everything is given in the script, how to tell you? Okay, suppose you are doing some development on your dev system, okay, and you have written some script. I'm telling you why these properties are there. System might be using these properties on the backend to identify, like which all values will it identify. Suppose in the subject line, instead of RE, you write RW, the system should not identify that. So it should have some database to refer back, like if RE is there, what is the meaning of that? Or else what word it should look for in case it has to identify that email, right?
Okay.
But it will not identify automatically. Somewhere it is linked in the database, right? That if RE is written, then this is the significance. So it has to identify that somebody has written RE in the subject line, right? So it is listing down all those things over here. And moreover, the use of property is you can change directly only the configurations. If you have to change the way the system is working, you don't have to go and change the code. You just go onto the properties and change it. Okay.
Okay.
And moreover, as I told you, you should not be paying too much attention on these properties because you will not understand also, because these are system configuration and we are not, like, it's not required for us to understand each and every system configuration. Why I'm telling you is because half of the things or more than half of the things are hidden from us. The system, how it is built up, half of the things are not visible to us. It is behind some layer which you cannot see, so we cannot understand everything in the system as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I have one more question, Kapil.
Mhm.
If suppose there is a requirement that if any customer writes an email to some xyz.com or some company.com, so suppose there is some Snow support group is there in the company, and to that group email ID a customer drops an email. So beforehand itself so are we supposed to give beforehand itself what all properties need to be there in the subject line so that the ticket so that the email can be converted into ticket, or how is
This
it processed actually? So
basically
are
in
we
the
going to are we going to educate the customer that the subject has to be so and so, and the
You
body of has to be so and so?
you are not going to educate the customer. The requirement is coming from the customer itself. The customer will itself tell you that's possible. If this is the subject line, then I want the email
Okay.
to be created. Like we don't build in the requirements, right? The
Okay.
requirements are given by the customer. So the customer is the person who will know better that what
Okay.
emails, because he knows the requirement that if this email is coming with this subject line and from these recipients, then only I want a ticket to be created in my system. So you will
Mm-hmm.
configure it in that fashion. So you don't have to again educate the customer. In some cases, you might have to educate the customer that, boss, this is the configuration, this is how it will work. But in most of the cases, as they are giving you the requirement and you are building upon those requirements, they will know beforehand what they are wanting.
So that the email ID which the customers are sending emails, so for that email box we'll be having access, right?
For that email box, as an I did not understand.
Suppose there is some email like there is some email like what do I say? Suppose there is a company called mtas.com, and to that they are sending emails to that email ID. They are sending the emails, and so then we have to have an access to that mailbox, right? Where the emails incoming flow is coming or not.
See, basically that will
How is
depend
this
upon
monitored?
client to client. Some clients,
Okay.
what they do is they have their mail server set up in such a fashion that they don't want you to send emails directly. See, I will tell you beforehand only. You'll not understand it completely, but I'll still try to explain you. Some companies have their email configurations as like they don't want you to send emails directly to ServiceNow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they'll
Yeah.
have they will tell you to send an emails to their email IDs, like something to their domain, not to the email ID, to their domain. And what they will
Okay.
do is they will reroute your emails. So in that case, they know that which email ID ServiceNow is accepting emails or creating tickets. So they will route your email through a generic email ID to ServiceNow system. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in that case you don't have to worry, because I was working with one client. So we used to send email IDs to that company. Okay, means @thatcompany.com,
Okay.
xyz.com, and they were
Okay.
rerouting the emails from there. So the system was set up in that fashion. And there are
So
other
that
scenarios.
rerouting and all is configured by us or someone from the AD team or some
You don't
mail.
have to do it, because see, that is the client mailbox. They are giving you access to their mailbox, so they will
Yeah.
set up. You don't have to set up
Okay.
all those things. Right.
Okay.
See, you are talking on personal front. We talk on client front, because these are client infrastructure. You are not worried about the client infrastructure. They will set up their infrastructure. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to set up their infrastructure, right? Because
Yeah.
we are not the person who will be using it. The client will be using it. So they will have their infra if they have to use it in that fashion. So we don't have to worry about those mailbox and all those things.
Okay. If you just get into that inbound actions and take an example of creating an incident, I have a doubt. Yeah. Create an incident or something. Yeah.
Hmm. You want to scroll
So,
down?
yeah. Yeah. So here in the email, uh, if you just scroll down a little bit more. Mhm. So what's happening here is there is no email body, right? Email body priority is not identified. Not equal to identified current body. Email body is not priority.
See, Srinivas, I told you, like, you should not be paying attention to what is written over here. Because first of all, you don't have a requirement document for this, because you don't know the requirement. So what we will be doing is, if
Mhm.
you read this code, we will be re-engineering the requirement, right? So I don't want
Yeah.
you to do that at all, because that will confuse you. I don't
Okay.
want you to do that at all. I want you to understand how it is working. I don't want you to see, I told you to see the configuration which are there out of the box, because from there we can get some idea how things are configured. But that does not mean that we have to go into this code, read it, and try to understand what this code is doing. Because if you have a requirement and you build the code, that is a different thing. But the code is here, you are re-engineering it right now. So I don't want you to do that at all.
Okay.
That will confuse you more.
Okay.
If you want to do
Okay.
something, try to write a new thing. Try to write
Mm-hmm.
something and try to see how it is working.
Okay. So in this inbound email action, can we even attach? Suppose if a customer is sending attachments in the email, so will that attachment also get attached in the ticket? Something like that. Some integration can be done like that.
Attachment can be attached, but that is a tricky thing. That is
Mm-hmm.
not supported out of the box.
Okay.
You have to do some customization for that. Means that is customization as in something which you have to go into community and find out a solution for that.
Okay.
There is a solution for that, but that feature is not supported out of the box by ServiceNow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
search in community, you will get solutions for that. There are solutions for that, and people have implemented it. I have also implemented it, but I don't have the solution handy. If you search in community, you will get the code for that. But that is not
Okay.
something which ServiceNow supports out of the box.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we'll proceed.
Yeah.
So after this, what happens?
Prathul, I have one more request. During this weekend, I'll try to configure a new inbound email action. If I get if I get stuck in somewhere in the requirement, or if suppose I'm taking some requirement and I'm working on my own, so if suppose I get confused in that integration part of thing, then I'll just ask you for help.
No problem, no problem. Not an issue.
Okay.
You can contact Srinivas and see. You can ask him how does he want you to contact me, and then you can
Okay.
contact him. I don't have any issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just forward with him once. Okay. Okay. So we'll go ahead. See, these topics which I'm about to cover is pretty simple. So we'll be covering it fast. So just stop me if you have any doubts in middle. So what we will do is today I thought I will first will cover two topics today. These are things we have covered. Nothing we have covered. I'll be covering update set today.
Okay.
Okay.